the governor of Rivers State, Amaupu Senibo, Sim Fubara, on your defection to the mandate. On your mandate, una go collapse. We think so that we get peace deal. It's like the peace deal has led to mandate deal now. Rivers people, you are in our thoughts and prayer. So governor is APC, we get PDP, House of Assembly, some APC, some PDP. The state is in a state of political oriburuku. Let's dedicate this song to the entire Rivers State and Nigeria. Hey! Take it out! Rivers State people, oh yeah! Oh yeah! Take it out! Take it out! Take it out! Hey! Take it out! Shebi yo babra this is what you see Brio. Shebi yo babra iya babra see what you see Brio. See what you see Brio. Sasi mina life Fubara. You na simple man. You what you see Brio. Nigeria, shine your eye. 2027. Hey, we not die here. We live here. When thing they pursue everybody, high-tech, judiciary, law enforcement, police. 2027, the people's opposition, section 60 of section 5, the presiding officer shall not do a at all. See where the CPO, Asawana. See where you see Brio. See where you see Brio. Say me your mother. You they give us joy. Let them gather. This one of Rivers Governor Sim Fubara. You na single man. Hey! Mandate, oh yeah! Mandate, oh yeah! Asawana! Obiakwa local government results. Hey! My yes, yeah, Papa, eh! Charlie Papa, my yes, yeah! Hey! Mandate! Obiakwa local government results. 2027. It is judiciary, high-tech, police and law enforcement plus mandate against the people who have suffered for years. You will test between the power of the people and the criminals in power. Where they gather. Hey! Hey! Sim Fubara, congratulations! Rivers State is in a state of political sodomacochism. That is Abba for Okama. Hey! Peter, the only election. Now she you may do Peter. Concentrate, let God use him. Yakubu, what caused the glitch? Congratulations on your mandate. You shall collapse. Yeah, Papa. The government must be notified. Yes, you.
The story unfolding in Nigeria's political landscape continues to evolve in ways that attract attention, debate, and reflection, especially as the nation moves gradually toward the 2027 electoral cycle. In moments like this, it becomes essential to maintain a calm, analytical lens that respects all perspectives while still exploring the realities shaping public discourse. As many observers have noticed, the recent congratulatory messages directed at Rivers State Governor Sim Fubara, often referred to in various local expressions as Sim Fubara, Sasi Manamwa, or other culturally infused nicknames, have sparked meaningful conversations. People are reacting to the announcement of his political alignment shift, described by some as joining the mandate, a phrase circulating widely across social media and commentary spaces. This narrative has inspired both optimism and concern, depending on where one stands in the ongoing national conversation, and those differing reactions are what make this moment particularly important for analysis. If you're listening right now, feel free to stay engaged by subscribing, sharing your thoughts in the comments, and letting others join the discussion, because a variety of perspectives enriches our understanding. Many voices have expressed congratulations to the governor for what they describe as a strategic alignment with a political mandate that they believe will help define the coming years. Supporters frame this as a moment of strength, a moment where Rivers State steps decisively into the arena of national influence. They say, "Our prayers are with the good people of Rivers State and the entire Nigeria. reminding audiences that political shifts are not merely administrative maneuvers but events that influence the lives of real people who desire progress, fairness, and stability. They add statements like 2027 equals the power of the people versus the criminals in power, which reflects a sentiment felt by some groups who believe that the next electoral cycle represents a broader struggle between reformist aspirations and perceived entrenched interests. It is important, of course, to approach such expressions with caution and responsibility. In objective analysis, broad labels must be contextualized rather than amplified, and political commentary should avoid inflammatory interpretations. But these statements still reveal genuine public emotions, concern, frustration, hope, coexisting in a single national moment. And when observers say, "May Nigeria prevail," they are expressing a wish that transcends party lines or ideological divisions, the collective desire for a nation that thrives. Feel free to drop your thoughts in the comments. Engagement helps broaden the national conversation. As this discussion unfolds, the cultural energy blended into the commentary also stands out, especially when celebratory or symbolic music is mentioned, such as the song Calabari Special by Koma O Mandi. In Nigeria, music often functions as a political and cultural language, a way to express both celebration and caution, unity and criticism. The incorporation of such music underscores how political developments intertwine with culture, heritage, and emotion. Nigerian politics is not purely procedural, it is expressive, communal, and often deeply tied to local identities. And as analysts, it becomes important to explore these connections without oversimplifying them. When people say things like "Nigeria, shine your eyes," it is a call for civic awareness, a reminder that political developments must be examined carefully. If you're finding this analysis helpful so far, consider subscribing so you don't miss upcoming discussions and breakdowns. Multiple statements also describe the situation as a peace deal leading to a mandate deal, suggesting that what some believe to be a reconciliation effort may have instead resulted in a realignment of political loyalties. This observation reveals how political processes can shift quickly in environments where alliances are fluid, negotiations are ongoing, and institutional power structures are constantly being recalibrated. The interplay between peace agreements, party influence, and state-level political identity is a recurring feature in Nigeria's political life. The fact that this shift provoked reactions like "Now Rivers people, you are in our thoughts and prayers" demonstrates how observers perceive this moment as one of uncertainty but also possibility. The suggestion that the governor is APC, we keep PDP, House of Assembly is on APC, some PDP reflects the complexity of political alignment within the state, where party representation is not monolithic and where different institutions may lean in different political directions. Such mixed alignment can either produce healthy checks and balances or heighten political tension, depending on how institutional actors navigate the situation. These are the types of dynamics we aim to examine more deeply throughout this script, so continue sharing your thoughts below, and remember to engage with the content if you want more analytical discussions like this. The expression that the state is in a state of political oribu, a word used informally in some parts of southern Nigeria to describe disorder, tension, or chaotic situations, signals that a segment of the population perceives the political environment as unsettled. Even though such terms may be colloquial, they often reveal how citizens emotionally interpret political events. Describing the atmosphere as political turbulence suggests that stakeholders are still negotiating control, influence, and legitimacy. Yet, amid these expressions, some voices choose levity or symbolic expression, dedicating songs, chants, or humorous phrases to capture the moment. Someone says, I'm a simple man, repeating it like a refrain, possibly to suggest that everyday citizens simply want stability and straightforward leadership without excessive political drama. This pattern, mixing seriousness with humor, anxiety with rhythm, is deeply characteristic of Nigerian political commentary. And as you follow along, feel free to like and comment so that more people who are interested in objective political analysis can join the discussion. Regional expressions such as Sasi Minamwa, you are the one who gives us joy, or Monday, joy, often emerge in celebratory or satirical contexts, reflecting how political figures become woven into local pop culture. While such expressions may appear playful, they are significant because they illuminate how political identity is shaped not only by policy positions but by public emotions, chants, nicknames, and symbolic associations. When supporters shout, "You are Cibrio man," they are creating a cultural frame around the political figure, embedding him within communal narratives that may boost his popularity or reinforce group solidarity. These symbolic expressions, even when humorous or spontaneous, contribute to the emotional dimension of political engagement, an important element in understanding voter motivation. Nigeria's political theatre is often accompanied by this blend of seriousness and cultural expressiveness, making it a compelling subject for analysts who aim to explain political shifts without reducing them to mere headlines. Consider subscribing if you appreciate this style of nuanced breakdown, and share your interpretations in the comments. Another notable thread emerges in the statements referencing 2027, framed dramatically by some as a moment where law enforcement, police, mandates, and the people who have suffered for years will confront one another in a test of democratic accountability. It is crucial to clarify that such framing reflects public sentiment, not an objective prediction of conflict. Political observers must approach such dramatic phrasing with caution, emphasizing that civic processes should remain peaceful, lawful, and guided by institutions. The phrase "the power of the people versus the criminals in power" must also be contextualized responsibly. It reflects frustration from some segments of the population who feel disillusioned with governance, but analysts should avoid endorsing broad generalizations. Instead, such expressions can be studied as indicators of public distrust or dissatisfaction, which political leaders may need to address through transparency, service delivery, and communication. If you find the analytical angle useful, leave a comment and let me know what aspects you want explored further as the script progresses. As the conversation continues to develop across various regions of Nigeria, it becomes increasingly clear that much of the political excitement surrounding the governor's shift in alignment is not simply about party membership but about the public's ongoing desire for clarity, stability, and coherence in governance. When people say "Congratulations by your Einen," you shout "No that by Ezio," or when they add statements like "Nothing will discommit," the phrasing may appear fragmented or humorous, yet these expressions often capture the public's tendency to blend celebration with satire, commentary with emotion, and political awareness with local linguistic creativity. This phenomenon is particularly notable in southern Nigeria, where multilingualism and cultural diversity influence the rhythm and tone of political expression. What emerges from these blended expressions is not just political commentary but cultural identity, an identity tied to community pride, history, and shared experience. As analysts, we must appreciate these expressions for what they are, reflections of how people experience political change on a personal level. While listening, feel free to drop a comment or share your perspective with others, as community engagement enriches this analytical journey. Another layer of complexity appears when examining the intersection between state-level developments and the broader national context. Nigeria's political environment has long been defined by shifting alliances, emerging coalitions, and evolving loyalties. The idea that a peace deal could transform into a mandate deal, as some are saying, highlights the unpredictability that often characterizes Nigerian political negotiations. Deals intended to reduce tension can sometimes reshape the power structure in ways that produce new tensions or new alignments. This is not unique to Nigeria. In many political systems around the world, agreements brokered behind closed doors often result in public realignments that surprise observers. However, in Nigeria's case, such shifts carry additional cultural weight because political identity is often linked to regional loyalties, ethnic identity, and shared memory. This makes the impact of political shifts more emotional and more deeply felt by the public. If you're finding this exploration meaningful so far, consider subscribing for more data-driven and culturally grounded analysis. The idea that Rivers State is experiencing its own form of internal realignment, where the governor is associated with one party, the House of Assembly partly aligns with another, and local groups express different sentiments, illustrates the layered complexity of subnational politics. Nigeria's federated structure gives states considerable autonomy while simultaneously tying them to national party dynamics. This creates a unique tension in which local leaders must balance their obligations to the state citizens with their relationships to national power brokers. It's therefore unsurprising that shifts like these generate strong responses. Some see it as strategic adaptation, others see it as political instability, and still others see it as a form of political evolution. What matters analytically is not whether such shifts are inherently good or bad, but how they reshape the behaviors, expectations, and strategies of political actors within the state. If you have insights into how political realignment affects governance in your own region, feel free to share your thoughts below.